Hello. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the similarities between That's So Raven and the Parkers. So let's get into it. Now, the similarities between Raven Baxter and Kim Parker are definitely noticeable. There were only maybe a few minor differences, like the fact that Raven wasn't an airhead and that she was psychic. But aside from those small differences, Raven and Kim were both aspiring fashion designers who weren't your typical smaller frame women and girls. T and Eddie's similarities come in as they are both the ladies' men, the class clown, while showing that a man and a woman could be friends and it be strictly platonic. Chelsea and Stevie were similar in being the sidekick, also being white, but aside from that, Stevie was intelligent and always complained about men, while Chelsea was the airhead whose focus wasn't boys, but mainly on animal cruelty and ensuring people were informed of what was taking place with toxic chemicals and pollution that was going on in the earth, which Miss Chelsea Daniels was definitely ahead of her time. Like Kim, Raven was a talented designer who had the ability to become a huge household name. It was definitely clear that That's So Raven creators got inspiration from the Parkers, with minor tweaks, and was the child-friendly version of the Parkers, but nonetheless, there was definitely some clear inspiration that came from the Parkers. Another thing that I spoke about in my Kim Parker fashion breakdown video was the fact that they didn't put Kim's talent to work in the show and only made her seem like an unintelligent airhead, and I believe the creators of That's So Raven learned from that and took notes from that and put that into That's So Raven, gaining an internship with a major fashion house, Miss Donna Cabana, which is nothing but a play on Dolce & Gabbana, but nonetheless, Raven got herself an internship to work toward her dream, which was fashion designing. There was also a correlation when it came to Kim Parker and Raven Baxter's fashion on their TV shows, which I believe is no coincidence, especially seeing as their fashion wasn't what everyone was wearing at the time. It was fashion that was tailored for them and for their specific needs on the show in order to stand out. Another difference is that Kim and Raven came from two different types of homes. Raven came from a two-parent home who was middle class, while Kim came from a single-parent home with her mother who struggled a bit when it came to the support of Kim. And although she had a rich father, he was absent for the most part. Both Raven and Kim were young black girls who sometimes suffered with their image due to their weight, especially for the early 2000s, when the heroin chic was in and being anything bigger than a size 4 was considered plus size. In the episode titled That's So Not Raven, in season 2, episode 11, Raven deals with this firsthand.
Who says that's the only look? You make people feel bad if they don't look like that. No one looks like that. I don't even look like that. Because in case you haven't noticed, people come in all shapes and sizes and they're all beautiful.
After seeing that she was photoshopped to look smaller than what she naturally is, to not only appeal to the masses, but to have maintained a certain beauty image that was held at that time, which is an episode that I myself truly love because it showed how images and people we saw on TV would affect us as young girls. There is also no coincidence at the fact that the writer and creator of Parkers happened to be black and the creator of That's So Raven happened to be white. And I don't want to be that one to throw out the race card. However, I noticed that people tend to feed off our creativity, take it and make it seem as though it was their idea first. Now, I can't prove that the directors and creators of That's So Raven for in fact or indeed stole the idea, but I think that this video is proof enough that the concept of That's So Raven was definitely piggybacked off of the Parkers. That's So Raven came out in 2003, while the Parkers was released in 1999 and ended in 2004. There is just no coincidence that these two shows have so much in common, from the friend group dynamics to wanting to sing, which was the beginning of That's So Raven, even being the fashion designer. There are entirely too many similarities to say that this is just a coincidence. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that this is just a coincidence. I believe it was deliberate. However, I do appreciate the fact that the concept was still kept for Disney Channel to keep the black girl as the main focus. Raven made such an impact on Disney when it came to self-expression and being comfortable in your skin and not adjusting to what society deemed to be beautiful and on trend, as if someone's body is a piece of clothing that you can take off and put back on. And this message was extremely important for young girls at the time who struggled with body image issues. Kim proved that regardless of size, there was no one way to look in order to be fabulous. And if there wasn't anyone making the clothes for you, you can make them yourself and better. Standing out from the rest of the crowd, they were the girls who weren't afraid of color and stepping out of their comfort zones. They are a part of TV history. They will always be iconic. Oh, and we can't forget how hilarious they were. They were honestly sitcom TV gold. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making it. I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next video.